Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Good morning to you all, my family members. Good morning to you all, the IPOP in the family, or IPOP in the house, sorry to say. Good morning to you all, the world, and good morning to you all, my able viewers, subscribers, and the commentators all over the world. I, Okute, is back. I welcome you all to this early Wednesday morning broadcast. Well, in this today's episode, or in this today's news or video, we are going to illustrate and analyze all you need to know about the events that is unfolding in the BIAFRA land and also in these contraptions called Nigeria. That is where we are going to start, or where we are going to anchor the news of this morning from. And I would like you to give me your utmost attention as we analyze everything that got to do with this, the struggle for Biafra, all the events that have unfolded and the one that is still unfolding, and also every other thing that got to do with this contraption called Nigeria. You know, Nigeria has become a nightmare to almost over 220 million people. It has become a nightmare. Nigeria is the only country whereby only 20 people, okay, let's say, let's take it, only 1,000 people control the affairs of over 220 or 250 million people. And nobody is complaining. Everybody is okay with that. Because, why? Because the whole country has been divided between the religious and ethnic. Christians fighting Muslims and Muslims fighting Christians. If APC is not fighting PDP, the PDP will fighting APC. If Yoruba is not fighting Igbo, the Hausas is fighting Igbo, or Igbos are fighting Hausas. That is how the so-called political elites have decided to divide the country, simply because the youths and also the occupants of the country have refused to make use of their brains other than reasoning with their anus. Well, that will be one of the stories that we are going to treat this very morning. But before that, please, I would like you to do me a favor, subscribe to my channel, like my content, and also do what? Help me to share it, because this message needs to get to everyone. No one is excluded. Everyone, whether you are Biafran or in Nigeria. And the headline is what I'm about to read to you now. The reality of events in today's contraptions called Nigeria. You can only dream for Nigeria to work and die in that what? In that your dreams. And that's the simple truth. Nigeria is a country that have never made the dreams of the youth to come true. Growing up as a child, I was meant to understand that youths are the leaders of tomorrow. Up to today, now I'm 45 years old. That tomorrow of that youth is never come. That is how they keep on dashing the hopes of prominent and well-meaning youths of Nigeria. At the end, they will go to their grave with their dreams. And that is why the country keep on dying every day by day. Because the amount of dreams that have been killed in this country, if all of them are put to practice, if all of them are put into today's reality of life, my dear, I can tell you from my own heart and from my own understanding that no country on this earth, even America, will never come out and point an accusing finger to Nigerians, or even using us to play kalo. But look at it. Nigeria, okay, let's say Africans, let me take it in general. Africa is the only place whereby a 90 years old will be contesting office with his own grandchildren. And people will be clapping. If people, the most painful part of itself is people. There will be people that will also be clapping for that very particular moron. Chanting. Praising him, hailing him. He's doing the best. Look at this one at Cameroon that is poo-pooing anywhere he goes. A leader of a country that never stayed in the country that he rules. And the ECOWAS or whatever African Union or whatever it is, they don't see anything bad in it. Instead of them to tell this man, if you don't want to make it your dynasty, can you at least relinquish this power to your owners? Because I'm very sure that Paul Biya have had a great grandchildren that is up to for something years that can handle that office. But rather, he chose to be disgracing the Cameroon and also disgracing the other entire Africans. The only law that ECOWAS make is the one that will suit them, the leaders, not the one that suit the people that they rule. Anyway, my wonderful people, please, I don't want to take much of our time, despite the fact I have taken much. But let us expatiate and also read the news between the lines, as we ought to be this very Wednesday morning. IPOB, in that same vein, must what? Be protected. IPOB must be protected. Okay, let us read in lines, in between lines, and this present day contraption called Nigeria. Life is generally hard everywhere as riches are not being picked on the floors, but in Nigeria it is worse than you can imagine. Many social provisions or amenities provided by a functional and a responsible government for the benefit of all, specifically a common man in a working society, are what people in Nigeria are suffering hard to have. These and many more makes it harder to live and survive in contraption called Nigeria without having a second thought of leaving the country in search of greener pastures elsewhere. That is the reality of today's Nigeria. In a sane claim, common man in working and functional society have these things made readily available to them to make life and surviving easier for them. That is why they have time and money to go on vacations, field trips, on medical leave, work leave, and also to have quality time with their families. That is how a functional society reasons. The government should have no interest in hiking the general prices of goods and services, rather to subsidize it and to deflect the high level of inflation rate. How many civil servants in Nigeria can boast of going on vacations? The answer is zero. Vacations, work leave. The answer is no. Field trips, medical leave, and the government sponsoring them to that effect. With your meagre salary in an inflated Nigeria, this is not feasible into practice. It is unrealized, it is totally unachievable today in Nigeria. When every sector of the Nigerian government generating economy is corrupt, with many corrupt government officials stashing away money or billions meant for the proper development of me and you. This is not achievable when you are busy calculating how to spend your poor salary in order not to get borrowing or not to go borrowing just to augment with the stipends they offer to you as salaries. The fact is that not that you won't borrow to augment things, but you will try as hard as possible not to borrow much. That is the daily issues a working class citizen in Nigeria is thinking about, which causes mental health disorder. Let's face the truth and stop the lies that Nigeria will ever get better. I don't think so. There's no signs to spot check that of Nigeria will be getting any better soon. Millions of signs will emerge to worsen the situations as long as the abominable entity still exists in the heart of Africa continent. The pitiful condition of a working class Nigeria is that he or she have a plan to succeed, but the system we are operating, or she is operating, or he's operating, is against his or her plans. How can you earn 60,000 naira monthly and expect to grow in a society where transportation takes 30% of your salary income? Funny, right? Very, very funny indeed. How much will you save from the 60,000 naira that will help you grow in the next 3 years of active service within your workforce? You are talking about save. or even that within that 3 years, your salary will be owed to 1.5 years, and 1.5 years will be paid you in half, not even in full. Not to talk about your feedings, house rentals, water bills, light bills, health bills. If you have kids, consider their school fees and other etc. That's etc. And hey, as a civil servant, you pay taxes too. In a working and sane society, your taxes cover up for your water bills, electricity bills, and 60% of your health insurance. This makes life easier for you to survive and live in. You think less of these things and also have time to be productive for yourself and the society. Here in animal kingdom called Nigeria, it is a pity that millions of people will struggle for 11 good years as a working class in Nigeria without achieving any meaningful thing. It is either you engage in corruption and join the queue, or you continue living from hand to mouth. It is not their fault to say the system is anti-progress. It is working against them. Totality. That is why you see millions of youths fighting to leave Nigeria on daily basis. They know they can't change the system. They know they can't progress under the system. The best option is to leave the system. This is the crystal clear to everyone in Nigeria and beyond. Not everyone have the capability to leave the country for a better place to work and develop. Those that stayed behind now have the duty to break away from the system and build a productive society that allows individuals and other components grow with ease. This is where IPOB comes in. One of the advantages of this movement is their single command and control structure, which unite them under one control command, non-minding wherever you are around the world, according to the writer. This is the movement that strikes fear in the heart of the system. Whenever they hear the name Biafra, the system understands perfectly well that once the people come together under one command and the interest, then their game is over. Reasons they tried all they could to bring IPOB down, but failed woefully. A common man has no hope to rise above poverty in the reality. You can only dream for Nigeria to work and die in dreaming, because it can never work, not now and not ever. We have another situation here. Criminal activities declining in Southeast. Rep. Agoja. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee, saddled with the responsibility of reducing crime in and around Isikwato and Omunochi local government area of Abia State, has noted a decline in criminal activities in the area. Lawmaker Obinna Agocha, chairman of the committee, in a statement on Tuesday, claimed that the interventions of the Green Chamber and the security architecture in those areas has set criminals on the run. Agocha also noted that farming and economic activities are gradually returning to normality. He, however, explained that plans are at an advanced stage to engage governors of the Southeast, traditionalists, and faith-based leaders, as well as critical stakeholders on security matters. We have interfered with the relevant security agencies and the service chiefs on the imperative to reduce kidnappings, assassinations, the banditry in the Southeast, he said. The chairman also appreciated Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the support and encouragement in the pursuit of peace in the Southeast, saying the president's interventions is evidenced by the presence of the service chiefs in all the committees' public hearings. And I asked, why are you praising him? The main issue, we all know what caused insecurity in the Southeast. We all know what brought about the killings, the assassinations, determines the unrest that we are experiencing today in the southeast. First, it started with Buhari, where he employed Hope Uzodinma with Dave Umahi, including Alfred Okubo, to be the security architecture of the southeast, knowing fully well that Alfred Okubo is an Islamic jihadist. And for him to carry out his jihadist agenda is by enrolling Fulanis and the Niger Delta militants into the so-called Ebubago militia, which turned out to be a killing spree in Omoma and other parts of Imo State. And Hope Uzodinma is truly proud today to say that he have already killed many of his enemies. Not he killed bandits, but he said he killed many of his enemies. And today, nobody is asking questions. And I ask, where are the Imolites? Does it mean that nobody is in Imo State? Or does it mean that the Hope Uzodinma or Hope Uzodinjo is bigger than the state? And the answer is zero. But all of them have eaten from that same pot. And that is why nobody dares to question his activities. Anyway, my wonderful people, if I continue talking about the issues we are having in the southeast, they will dark and also break. But not minding what my brother always said, that is Ernest Asuzu, Abi, if I'm not mistaken, of BVI. Well, he said, time will tell. At all these shenanigans happening in Nigeria or in the southeast, a time shall come when everybody will be paid at their own coin. I am not in support of violence, but I'm only stating the obvious. So I beg, now here, I go take leave on her. Beg on her do the jollificate with this early morning broadcast. I beg, your only thing you can do for me is to help me share this message. Let it get to every nooks and crannies. Make sure that this message circulated all over the world. Every Biafran, every Nigerian out there, this message is not only for Biafrans but for all the whole youth of Nigeria. It is time that everybody gather together in one mind and one voice. Let us do our own well. Running out from Nigeria, according to Kenneth Okonkwo yesterday, we never salvage the issue. Rather, the country keep dying because they have already seen that the youth are not interested in doing the country well. In other words, they keep on killing the countries because their what do you call it? Their lifespan is almost at a quarter of expiring. So what do you expect from them? They don't have anything to lose. Instead, they will keep on destroying the country every now and then. And what do? We leave them to destroy the country and we run out, all in the side for greener pastures. People fought for all those places we are going to. People stand for it and said our country must be good. Not that the government are not corrupt, but at least the youths always stand and said no to corruption and no to marginalization. Anyway, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, help me share this video. Like, comment, and also subscribe. It is very, very important and very, very necessary. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and the only Okute Daily Talk. Bye for now, my wonderful people. Oyana, and I go hear my voice again when I come back with another blockbuster. Okay, Messiano.